All right, I have 7:01. Tammy, we'll call the meeting to order. This being a budget meeting, I'd like to wait until everybody's here to accept the previous minutes. I know Terry is usually here. She's usually just a couple minutes behind, so. We have no visitors. That was kind of the idea there. So if we get the road report from Mac, then we can jump down to the rest of board business unless anybody has any problems with that. And we can do previous minutes once everybody else is here.
Did you want that tonight? Oh, you can present it.
I believe you're all right.
Approach or follow.
Yep.
Right? Brendan's not here, but we can put it in the folder afterwards. So this is a proposal for the ARPA.
There you go.
You got it. Yeah, sorry, Bubba.
Road is proposal for the ARPA.
Better?
For them.
You're okay, Brenda?
Okay.
Proposal for ARPA money, as was requested. There's no firm numbers yet because the quotes I had were from August to September. I believe they were good. Tim Pudlow is calling me tomorrow. Cat has not got a hold of me yet, so I'm trying to get it so they're all the same tit for tat, and just for the number purposes. And then I told him, like I told him, you'd probably have him come in, talk, just to, see what you can do, what he can do. And I've got him asking when it would be available, how long would the price be available, and there's something else.
Yeah, because if they give us a 1 month quote and you can't get the thing for 10 months.
Right, exactly.
Will they honor the quote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think once you sign the papers, it's
Who knows?
should be good to go.
Who knows?
Linda McCall is joining.
And that's for the grader.
It's for the grader, the,
Grader with attachments.
with the wing, blade, and, well, we're trying for those. Not the angle rack, just trying to get them all the same. There's also a thing for the tractor on there, and all I did with that was just use the Pete's equipment.
Yep.
They've got one that is rentable.
Okay.
I used their replacement value, which, you know what I mean?
And what was that? Is it in here?
I think it would work.
Okay. Oh, right here.
I don't know, that's obviously a used piece of equipment.
Yep.
So whether it's estimated high, estimated low, I don't know. But that's what and that's, what did we say, $3,000 a week you can rent it for if you decided to go rental.
As a rental.
That's got the longer boom, it's got the bigger tractor, it's got a cab,
Yep.
I believe it's the size that you'd really,
The 5710, is that a 70 horse? Or is that,
I think that's what it said.
or is it 60?
I think it was 70.
70. Okay.
Yeah, you got the coyote, I think?
Yeah, we just got a
Did you
coyote.
get that a couple weeks ago in the afternoon?
No, we haven't taken delivery of it yet.
Oh, I saw
It's-
one went up that street.
If you went to Pete's, it'd be the brand new one sitting there without a bucket on it.
Oh, does it have a cab?
No cab.
No cab, okay.
No cab.
The one I saw going down the street the other day had a cab on it, and I thought he said no cab, but.
Yeah, no. Cabs are not healthy in the woods. In my
No,
opinion.
they're really not.
I agree.
They're really healthy if you do it the right way or something maybe, but,
Yeah.
yeah, woods, no, not so much.
Obviously the roads are a little greasy now because it thawed out a little bit. What's the plan there? Are we,
Waiting for a freeze.
as I say, can we do anything? Not really.
I mean, if it doesn't rain, they'll dry up again.
Okay.
Because now that the frost was quite deep.
Yeah.
It took a while for it to get thawed out.
Yeah, I just noticed they started getting slimy there. So.
Yeah, I didn't.
Typically when that happens, we
I
hear
hit a
about
little
it.
bit of Eastburg, I hit a little bit of Fairfield, and they were the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, they're not all greased, but
Right.
for the most
So,
part.
Terry, this is the equipment proposal for the ARPA funds. We had Matt get together for, and It's just a.
They don't have the firm numbers on it yet because the numbers that I had originally were from August, September. And there was some discrepancies, you know, one person had one thing, one had another, so trying to narrow it down, get them all the same and
Yep,
see if the things have changed.
which I'm sure they have.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep,
Nothing ever goes down.
right, exactly.
Not anymore.
So if there's nothing else on roads,
And I would,
everything's good there. Have you, any?
I would say that tractor would pay for itself enough.
So he
Like I
said
was
that they-
telling you, that's a piece of equipment that you can rent from Pete's Equipment. That's the replacement value he has. I haven't, you know what I mean, we haven't looked at prices for say,
As I said, there is no number on that.
No, not yet.
no,
Okay.
it was,
Okay, no, I just wasn't sure what.
I almost think he was like 115. I don't.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I asked, what'd you pick for the Coyote?
I think you could.
Well,
do
that was Coyote and the only reason I went with it is because I didn't have time to go shopping for
No, I'm saying, yeah, well, unless, you know, that
22.
boom mower and stuff like that is probably,
That's either a flail or a brush hog, I believe.
yeah, those are probably fairly expensive, but
Yeah,
with the municipality,
right.
I don't know if
This-
you call it discount or whatever it is. I
With
think-
with the John Deere tractor, I was noticing, not tractor, but the grader, it was like $200,000 was the discount.
Yeah.
For municipality.
Yeah, and I think they offered one too at Pete's,
Yeah.
because the school gets the same
'Cause
discount
that's-
as towns.
And that's where you're getting the Coyote, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
exactly.
mean, it's,
So I mean, if you can get a 70 horse Coyote,
right,
I can tell you pound for pound, they're, well, literally pound for pound, they're a lot heavier based off of the horsepower.
pound for pound, they should be the same pound. for
They're
pound.
not, well, pound for pound, yeah. But, okay, horsepower to poundage, how's
I'm not that smart, Josh, but
Horsepower to poundage,
pretty sure pound to pound, they should be.
yeah. The Coyote was a heavier tractor, that's why we went with it.
Yeah.
Because it's a little more stable, so.
Yep,
No, I like that. Is this going to John for the meeting, or is this coming back to you?
Just go right to Brenda. We can put it in the folder for Brenda, because that's all it's, the ARPA meeting, Brenda, do you need someone there physically to present this, or can you accept this? This is the town of Bakersfield's request for ARPA funds for replacement equipment.
I'll take it as a document, thank you.
And then, just to clarify, the actual quotes are still pending. We're waiting for them to come back with the most recent numbers.
Definitely note that.
Thank you.
which probably will be changed before.
Right.
Do we have an ARPA meeting scheduled or not?
There wasn't one as far as I know. Brenda, do you have another meeting scheduled for ARPA?
We should have one in December, yes, sir.
All right, so we'll have to identify a date unless you already did.
I think we have that, third Monday available.
Third Monday is available.
Yeah, we'll shoot for that.
I think the third Monday is the.
Oh, wait, you guys moved your meeting, right?
Yeah, I think that they
That's
moved
right.
it to the third Monday.
Hang on a second, I can tell you real quick. Planning Commission, I believe, moved their meeting. That would be the 21st, no, John,
Yeah.
December.
That sounds
19th,
right.
19th, and yes, the Planning Commission took the third Monday, Brenda.
All right, so that makes it the 19th?
That's the 19th.
Or do it the first Monday.
It's only a week away. I mean, you're given a
Oh.
3-day posting though.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Could do a Wednesday.
No, I will look at the calendar closely tomorrow.
Okay, sounds
Put a
good.
date.
Thank
Put a
you.
date up and warn it properly. Thank you.
Well, this is good, high tech.
Welcome.
The other thing is, we did receive $417,777.26 today from FEMA, or the state.
Yep.
Now, we have to meet, I'm gonna get together again with Lance probably tomorrow. She's asking for a bunch of information, mostly to do with the engineering for the bridge down there, so they could close out that project, which would be the extra 15% of the 90%, right?
That would be for the demolition.
No, we got paid for that.
Yeah, there was another project though. What was it? That amounted to 19,000 anyway.
The
The extra 15%.
Right, but what I mean is, what she's asking the money for is to close out the bridge itself. And then,
The 19,000 was to close out the bridge?
No, that was two
no,
projects.
that's Lance just not remembering what he's talking about.
No, there was 15% we were owed on three projects.
2 or 3?
Didn't they, isn't that included in that 417? There was 4 different numbers.
You know what? You are correct. That is included in that
Oh,
417.
say that out loud again, right, Matt?
That's recorded.
Will you say that again? Is your mic on?
You are correct. No, the other two projects were included in that
Yeah,
417.
the only one that was complete was Jordan.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Waterville is nothing yet. They haven't figured out what
Right.
they're doing there. We haven't got a penny out that one, but
Excuse me, Matt, can you move your mic closer to you, please?
I was bent over, come
And
on.
that one,
Talk up a little bit.
Waterville came out
Alright.
to 126,000, I believe.
Okay.
Let's see. You'll notice there's a bill in there for Lance's hours for the FEMA work. That is 100% reimbursable by FEMA, but we have to pay him first. So, once we pay him, that is, plus
Is it the
my,
5,000 or the 2?
Yeah.
The 5,
Yeah.
almost 6,000?
yeah. And that's,
Jeez, good job.
oh, I'm telling you what.
Yeah, I saw
That's-
some of those hours, those were appreciated.
I've,
Because it says 239 and then it says almost 6,000.
That's the
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
239 hours.
Was the hours?
As the hours,
Okay.
yeah.
that he had written down. I've got a few more that are, I'm not 100% sure if he was at those particular meetings, because it was early,
There were,
when it was myself and Abby trying to deal with,
I only claimed what I had notes for. Max got some that he says I'm on that I didn't catch, so
but,
we'll fill those in later if they're valid.
and also my portion, so whatever that said for my hours on there,
That's incomplete.
that, it's incomplete, but that number of hours times my pay with the benefits, that is reimbursable. I've already been paid for it by the town, okay, my normal work, but it's reimbursable by FEMA, 100% again.
And there again, it's not reimbursable at his salary rate, it's reimbursable at his cost to the town,
Right,
which is,
fringe benefits and the whole works
Yeah.
included, so you will get that back as well. But we have to, so we have to, do we have to wait till the state is paid off, or no? I almost think once, maybe tomorrow we call Kim and ask her when's the best time
I'm
to
not
submit
sure.
that.
I don't have an answer for that.
If you'd be willing to get us clarification on that, just so
Yeah.
we make sure.
We're gonna be
doing it. Yeah.
meeting tomorrow on
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
perfect,
but
perfect.
it's definitely reimbursable.
Yep.
It's not a matching thing or anything. And
Excellent.
then the state is still the 5% above 1 point whatever they pay, right?
State still pays 5%, yeah.
Yeah. And
Town.
then we're responsible for the other 5% of the 1
Right.
point whatever. It's a good number,
Yeah,
but at least there was movement today.
that's,
Now, one question Kathy had was, do you want to pay Lance out of that check, the 417, and then put the rest on the balance of the loan?
can we do it that way is my question?
No.
Because if it says that we have to pay him and then get reimbursed, then I think it would have to come out of the town budget, pay Lance, then take that.
But that's a FEMA loan though,
No,
no?
yes, it is a FEMA loan, but the FEMA loan is used.
Right,
It's maxed. So it either comes out of what was paid, okay? Or we can go the long route,
because that's already in the bank.
the 477, 417,777 is already in the bank,
So
yes.
yeah, well, but the question she had was, did you want to put 9,000 out of the road account on to pay the
No,
interest?
that has to come out of the town funds. There is no place to expense interest or loan interest on the FEMA grants.
No, I'm just saying, she wanted to know if you wanted to pay for it with town funds from the road
You
department,
have to.
as compared to part of the FEMA.
No, you can't take it out of
Can't
the
take it
FEMA.
out of what they just paid us back?
No.
Okay,
Yeah, it has to go the long way.
okay, so she said something about coming in tomorrow and making up another warrant to sign for the 9,000 or whatever it was.
Right, which,
No,
is that gonna be required?
the interest is on our dime. We can't,
Another warrant?
No, I understand
I don't
that.
think so, will it?
Well, no, I know we can't claim it,
She didn't know what to do with it.
well,
Okay.
but technically,
paying for it out of the FEMA
But
grant.
Lance's
would be.
money, will that come out of that FEMA
No,
payment? That will
No.
come out of the town as well?
has to come out of the
Everything
town.
has to come out of the town first. Then it can be reimbursed from the federal government.
Okay.
That's just, it's basically, it's just paperwork, it's
Yeah.
paperwork documentation.
Yeah.
If we're ever audited, they need to follow the correct path.
So the
Yeah.
They don't wanna
full
see us making
amount- Full
shortcuts.
Good
amount
luck with
of the
Yeah.
FEMA payment goes toward the FEMA loan.
Yes,
Correct. Yeah, cause we'll just, yeah, we'll have to sit on the,
And you got that
No, it's the
email from the
14,000.
community bank, Lance?
huh?
You got the email from?
I got the email from the community bank, right? Mac and I will be discussing that
Okay.
as well tomorrow.
okay. Don't leave,
I don't know.
cause we're hoping, yeah, we'll grab some. Visitor with a comment or visitor with spectating?
Question.
Question, step up to the mic, sir. Matt? Oh, yeah. It's-
Wow, has this changed?
I was gonna say, yeah, Mac, you wanna turn that on for him? Thank you.
Yeah.
If I could get you to state your name.
Robert Goodrow, Gaudreau.
Got that, Tammy?
Say that again?
Gaudreau.
G-A-U-D-R-E-A-U. Got it, thank you, sir.
A little French, not much, a little French. I'd just like to know if anyone else has complained to this body about rats in the neighborhood.
Really?
In which neighborhood?
Hey, here, I live right across the road.
Okay.
Okay, 4 have been in my driveway that I found this last couple of months, not since it got cold. All poisoned and everything, they've been dead.
Oh, wow.
And I went to I said, okay, there's gotta be a food source. There ain't no food source in my house. Yeah, it could be. But I went to my neighbor, Bob Poupe, who raises chickens. All right, and I was asking him if he had any problems with, his feed, or if he's had any problems with rats. And he says, yeah. He says, this is my 2nd year with rats.
God.
Yeah. And I said, okay. He said, well, we've been poisoning them. So I know where the poison's coming from, but I don't know where the rat's coming from. So he says his feed has been stored correctly. And he brought up a good point while we were talking that, since he's been here, he's had chickens and never had a problem until the state mandated the food thingy there, whatever they call that. Composting stuff, yeah. So, I don't know. However, all I know is I have a bunch of cats. Well, my dog's dead, but a bunch of cats, and if they eat a poison rat, they're gonna die. Also, I have an old house with a stone foundation. They get in my house, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
So something's gotta happen. Either somebody is storing food outside without a good compost, or there's somebody with food outside, like chicken feed or horse feed or some kind of feed that is feeding these animals. And they're coming, luckily to me, to my land. So I'm just curious to know if anybody has anything to say, or to me, the Board of Health ought to get involved in this and do a little checking.
To answer your first question, you're the first person
Yeah, I kinda figured.
that's come to us with that one.
Yeah, I kinda figured.
Who is our health officer at this point?
Like, I'm across the street,
Yeah, I know. You haven't had any problem.
Are you storing your?
No, well, there's only been, like I said, I've had
Do you have chickens? Do you have have chickens?
I have chickens.
How-
Yeah.
Jane has chickens.
Well, yeah, I can't even think of it. Freaking, Mary Ann's got chickens, everybody's got chickens, no one's had a problem. Except
Miles, what is it now?
Poopy, like he says, he's had problems with rats for 2 years, this is the second
Yeah, I
year,
think so.
and he's been, poisoning them. So, you know, and he's, well, would you like me to stop poisoning? I said, no, I would rather see.
Yeah, start shooting.
Dead rats, you know, my cat has not touched them in 2 years, I probably won't. But, you know, I'd rather see dead rats than having them breeding and going all over, so.
Well, I wonder what kind of trash is right down the street.
Well, the thing is, if it's down the street, it'd be on this side of the road
I
too.
would think so.
And it's only, well, as far as I know, my house and Poopy's.
What's
Yeah.
behind you?
Behind, well, there's Spencer's behind me. All right, and he came over to the house, he borrowed my tractor. And he came over to the house and I was in the barn and he says, hey, come here. And I went out and he says, look, and he brushed the leaves away and there was a dead rat.
No kidding.
You know, he says, I don't have them problems, so, you know, but
Sounds like Bob does.
somebody's gotta say something before they
Yep.
go all over, so.
What we will do is we will have Tammy get a hold of Ginger, who's our health officer. And I'm assuming you're giving us permission to kind of have her walk the property.
As far as I'm concerned, you can, yeah, walk my property. I mean, I don't have any food source, I don't even eat there, I go to restaurants, but I do feed my cats in the house. You know, but, you know, like Poopy said, they borrowed under his chicken coop, and they've been feeding him, I mean, poisoning him under there.
Okay.
But I don't know where they're coming from there.
To begin with. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we'll let Ginger know and she can do a little bit of research. Of course, now that it's frozen, I don't know.
Well,
No,
all you can do right now is look at footprints in the snow
Right,
and
exactly.
see where they're coming from, and there's no snow, so,
They do not hibernate, so
no, they don't hibernate.
they're active all winter.
Oh, yeah.
They're just looking for a warm place at this point, probably.
Warm place and something to eat, they gotta have something to eat,
Yep.
so.
So, yeah, I'll have Tammy get in touch with her
Okay.
and start looking into it to the best of her ability.
But I haven't seen them since it got cold.
You better find some wood to knock on.
Do you have a phone number I can get, Ginger?
I wouldn't call that.
My phone number, 827-3091.
Okay, and I can give that to her, she can call you and maybe.
Well, she might have to leave me a message, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd give her my cell phone number, but it's so spotty around
I
here.
know,
Yeah,
I know
Yeah.
it,
so,
that's true.
alright, so anyway, I'm going home, have another beer.
All right.
Enjoy yourself.
We appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
alright, yeah, I'll have one for you, suitors. You even did the floor. Our tax money is going good.
I don't think anything happened with the floor.
Really, it looks good.
I think that's the.
It's because they swept it and mopped it.
That's about it, yeah.
Well, okay, anyway, have a good one. Have a happy holiday.
You too.
Yeah.
Take care, bud.
Yeah, bye.
We're here, so we jumped over
I would
the
die.
the consent agenda. So, previous minutes have not been accepted yet. Oh, hang on.
Just to go on to his comments, Linda says, has the dump behind Missy West's house been cleaned up?
No,
No.
in fact, it's been added to this week.
Okay, the other question, the other comment from Brenda is, other towns are reporting problems related to composting and rats.
Excellent.
So, say that.
Can you put both of those on
Can you
on
put-
mic?
Yeah. It's a little hard because I'm half blind, but yeah, go
Can you
ahead.
send me the chat logs after?
I can.
That'd be awesome.
So
As a-
Linda says, for the record, has the dump behind Missy West's house been cleaned up?
No,
To which Tammy said, no, it's been added to recently.
right.
The second one,
I was down there last week. I took the old freezer out, which was still full of stuff.
Oh, I didn't
oh,
do
it's
it.
disgusting.
But they've also been adding to that barn. They've opened the door and put
Put
in
more stuff in?
old washer.
Yeah, there's a heck of a pile down there.
And then Brenda's comment is, other towns are reporting problems relating to composting and rats.
Okay.
And that's Brenda.
That's Brenda.
Do they charge for composting on Saturday?
No,
No. Just to throw this out there to have it on record, every Saturday down at the, what we call the North Station here in town, they accept compost. I believe free of charge. They also accept recycling, so if you're
Now, I
having,
do have a compost pile at the back of my house.
is your mic on?
Guilty.
I do have a compost pile way on the back line of my house.
So right there,
hang on, Linda has another comment.
just off the back corner of the property
Which
here.
have your laptop?
No, again, where the fireworks go.
Made it the main laptop because the other one is bad.
You know,
Linda says, I take my food scrap,
Not the bear with the-
Linda says, I take my food scraps to the distribution center, compost. The school has a compost bin as well.
Okay,
I added that as well.
perfect.
You're gonna prove me that, puppy, right?
Yes, we will get you a
I'll
copy.
send you the chat box.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Hopefully, if anybody's having trouble getting rid of food scraps, not over the bank out back is preferable. Bring them down there Saturdays. I think it's
open to 1.
8 to 1, yeah. So as I said before, previous minutes have not been accepted yet. Did everybody have a chance to
My head's
read?
gonna itch the rest of the night now.
It's not lice, it's rats. I don't care. Did everybody have a chance to read over the previous minutes?
Yes, sir.
Were there any corrections or comments?
No,
Well, my-
One correction I had was the minutes are dated the 14th and they should be dated the 28th.
Well, no, we're talking the previous minutes, Brenda, which would be the 14th. The agenda's
I
dated.
know. Tonight's agenda is dated wrong.
Thank you.
No, not the real one, Brenda. You got the old one.
It was
I
updated.
haven't published.
Yeah, you've got an old one. I updated it and posted the correct one, but I think I forgot to send you the correct one.
So
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the November 14th minutes, 2022 as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Carrie, your mic's not on.
Whoops. I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brenda Church still voting aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Finances we are going over. That was pretty much all we were waiting on. Roads are good. Before we get into the budget, we might as well, have you gone through those or are you still going through them?
What's Tammy for ZBA?
Zoning
Oh,
board.
that was for the minutes of the second ZBA hearing. And the town
Zoning
meeting.
board of adjustment.
For the Hathaway thing, Hathaway.
Oh, from the halfway?
Yeah. Which is
I
bad.
was gonna say, I don't actually know what that is. You'd have to ask her.
Basically transcript, because I didn't dare not do anything.
Okay. This was
Under
submitted. Read that real quick. All right.
others,
So
real quick, others, before we get into finance.
we can do others. Yep.
So this has been in the mailbox for a while. Just want to know if someone has taken care of it. It would probably be Maria's spot, but
What is it?
it's been in our shared mailbox regarding the audit and the information they need.
It has specific information they need?
They commented, well, it's in front of Josh. I read it the other day and printed it out.
It's from October.
Yeah, it's been in the box for a bit, so that's why I printed it out. It went to Maria, it went to Kathy.
Okay.
I just don't know if it's been followed up on because I haven't seen any responses.
I'll make sure it is.
Okay.
I don't know why that would have been.
Because there are things
Can you
that
give that
they
to
need
Tammy?
before they do the audit in January.
This is something for V-Trans.
Right, for V-Trans.
Oh, this is it.
So I don't know, is that for you, for the mileage?
Vera did something about an audit. They wanted, it was an external audit maybe?
Okay,
And we think it might have to do with the hydro seeder.
okay.
They wanted an audit before they got that, and I think she said she contacted, what was the name on that? Tim?
Heidi?
I think that's,
Okay.
I think she said she contacted her. You probably would wanna follow up, but I'm pretty sure she said,
Okay. If you can follow up with that and just,
Give some kind of update.
it got lost in the
Taken care
mailbox
of.
there. Yep.
Yeah. Then the other thing was I sent an email out regarding the NEMRIC. We were originally talking about having them potentially come to the meeting, but I had a whole bunch of answers. If everyone had a chance to look at it, if not, here are the answers to the questions. It doesn't need anything, but I'm just passing it down so you guys can
Yeah.
see it. I printed it out in big print for you, Lance, so you could see. Wait till you see how small that print is.
So you're gonna need these.
That's it for me.
These glasses to read that.
They're small.
And you were, as our resident IT guy,
Yes,
you were, happy with the answers you received here?
I was. They follow along with the compliances,
Can
which
I
are required.
post that letter? Because that would be of interest to Linda and people concerned with things.
Sure, it's the basic setup of, I don't think there's anything really in there that's
But it
we wouldn't
just
want out
talked
there.
a lot about how their protocol and their security and all that jazz.
See if you can make that bigger, just so it's a little more user friendly.
Oh, mine was a lot bigger than that.
It's just how it printed out
Oh,
on
okay.
Google. That's all I had, I just wanted to bring that mail up.
Okay, alright. The only other thing I can see before we jump into the budget is scheduling December's meetings. Our first one would be the 12th. Our second one would be the 26th. Now,
Not happening,
I agree, yeah.
at least the 26th.
My suggestion would be to push it to the 28th, that Wednesday, if everybody has that free. Does-
Brenda, the 28th good for you, December?
Yeah.
Carrie, does the 28th work for you?
Wednesdays do not, but,
Because we definitely have to get that.
I'll figure that one out, because Wednesday's better than Monday, actually.
Okay. All right, so we are going to have the meetings on Monday, December 12th, and Wednesday, December 28th. Make sure that's, can we make sure that's bold in the meeting
Put that in
minutes?
bold, yep.
Please and thank you, so that everybody is aware. Well, that wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Okay. My other thought was that we would do roads tonight. Try to square away the roads budget since Mac is here and Maria is scheduled to be at the next meeting, so. She asked the other day when I was in here, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, if she needed to be here tonight. I can't remember if she had prior commitments or what it was, but I said we could go over the roads and, make notes on other stuff. And if she had any notes, this is gonna be in the manila envelope, and she can make notes accordingly to let us know, so. Tammy, do you have an extra one of these roads? Could you grab one there?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Could you grab one for Terry? Matt, can you hop up in the hot seat? Cause I know you had some notes
Is
on
yours the 411 one?
11:14.
No, I don't have that one.
Okay, she just made a copy, so she should be able to make another copy here fairly quick.
Yeah, 411.
that might not
I
work.
was thinking November 4th. No, that's definitely not.
Things would probably look really good as far as how much you spent on
Well,
411.
John's really bad tonight, and I decided he's helping out. And I gotta go have to reorganize the whole damn thing.
This one was gonna be with Tammy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Alright. So we can go right through it line item by line item. Extremely painful.
Really?
Well, I'm hoping not, but
One quick question. On December 12th is the majority of the meeting budget?
Typically, we've been doing, well, yeah, we'd be meeting with Maria on the general budget,
Okay,
correct? Correct.
got it.
So, not saying we won't take any visitors, but we'll try to limit the number. Get through that fairly quick. So, go right into the bills section. All equipment. I'm not sure what that, we didn't budget anything for that?
I think that's just a holdover from when we used to, like, I think there's one down here that says screener maybe, you know what I mean? Remember how we used to do it and now it's all going through
The equipment
repair
repair,
fund?
yep.
So I think,
So
I
that
don't
would
think
be
it's-
So for next year, strike it.
that's what I'm thinking.
There we go. Stricken. ATV stickers are Tammy, those don't get,
That's what it cost us to make them.
that's what it's cost us to make them.
Yeah,
We
that's what
don't,
it costs us to get them.
right, we don't put in the revenue side of that to cover those first, cause I know that money goes back into
It
the,
was agreed that it would go into the road account.
right.
So
So I mean, yes, there's an expense, but it's also covered by the revenue made from
it's
this.
reasonable.
Well, it's coming
Yeah.
out of the road, this is road
Right.
expenses, so it comes out, but it goes back, the proceeds go back into the road.
Okay, so I would say
So I would
if the price
suggest-
goes up, we should probably budget.
Well, and why don't we pay for the stickers and then put the money into the road budget?
I believe it's a moot point. I think we have enough stickers for next year.
Don't they have the year on the sticker?
They're
They're dated.
geared.
Yeah,
Says
we
18.
agreed that we would alter them in some way or fashion,
Okay.
and we did discuss
So
that.
change the 2 to the 3 or something?
Yeah,
If it's doable, I mean, $75 isn't that big of an
it
expense.
is,
really.
no, you're correct. Either way,
Yeah, I mean, cause we,
I don't wanna spend a lot of time on it, it's just $75.
right, that's what I'm saying, is if we budget $100 for that, for it to
enough.
go up. Building expense, there was none,
Not to say that it couldn't be.
right?
I mean, those doors, the overheads are they're getting pretty rough.
Yeah,
Limoges or anybody fix them, or do they need replacing?
I would probably recommend replacing because yeah.
What happened to the deal with the floor? Weren't we trying to do something with that floor?
We thought about tearing that
yeah,
up
we
and
were
doing
gonna
that.
we were gonna try to pressure wash and refinish, cause you said it is concrete,
It is concrete, but you can't raise it.
Right.
You'd have to,
you'd have to break it every
yeah,
floor.
and if anything, lower it, because I mean, the doors, right, on the old grader section where I park, far right, that's plenty, that's no problem. There's no
Okay.
cement needed there, the door just needed. The other two, Mark's works okay, I mean, they're narrow.
Yeah.
They should be wider, but you can't do anything. Dan's, when he comes in, if he's got sand on the truck, he's actually dragging the top of the thing, so he can't go up.
Okay.
So
So if we were to do the floor over and the doors, I mean, you're probably talking 7 to 10 grand for a door, for each door to be redone.
At least.
And then to redo that floor, jackhammering it out, relaying rebar and pouring it back. And you're talking, well, Lance, you're a concrete guy, that's going up significantly, I know that.
What if we get quotes for our next meeting for what we want to
Right.
do for building repairs?
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
That does.
Rather than
So
just-
Mac, if you can get quotes on doors,
What needs to make that place look better?
doors and the floor. Yeah, cause maybe it's not a this year project, maybe it's
Right.
we put 20,000 aside for the next 3 years and get the whole thing redone in 3 years,
Yeah.
assuming the price doesn't go through the roof.
that'll never happen.
What's that?
That'll never happen. Things don't go through the roof, Jeff. They're all coming down.
Yeah.
Floors, doors, and painting. Could
Painting
use some paint,
on what?
the outside.
It's steel.
Is it?
You can paint steel.
Doesn't
Still
stick
gray.
well.
Oh, is it steel, oh, is it just gray?
It's just
Yeah,
great.
the roof could use some paint. There's,
Right, okay, got it.
but that's, I mean, buy a couple gallons, go up there with,
Couple 5-gallon buckets and a mop.
Dan's not up then.
Dan's up there. Bridge account loan. Why would we keep that in there?
The bridge account is its own separate fund, it shouldn't.
Was this just documentation if we needed to take a loan from the bridge account?
We
Yeah,
did,
We did do
but I
that,
don't know why,
but I think,
it shouldn't say zero. Yeah, it's something that I don't think needs to be there, because like you said, it has its own,
right, it's its own
account. Right there.
It's in the general expense, but right down here, general fund, it has its own bridge account.
Yeah.
$1,000 in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
because
We just took 10 out of it, or 9,000.
which again is gonna be paid back from FEMA, once that,
Actually, take out of that $417,000 and repay the bridge account, please.
yeah.
That should be first priority.
So we can strike bridge account loan, as that has its own. Clothing allotment. We upped that last year from,
No.
we actually put a number on it last year.
that's been the same since we got rid of uniforms
Yep,
10, 15 years ago.
okay. I just saw that somewhere.
So that's adequate.
Right.
That's adequate, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that at 1,500. Contracted labor. Budgeted 10,000.
The 1,500, is that for, all three of you?
Yes, well,
500
500 apiece.
500 apiece. Is that counting your boots too, or
Yep.
is that,
No,
that's everything?
that's everything.
Okay.
And I think Marky was here last time and he was like, 1 year you may not need boots, so
Right.
the next year you buy boots and
Right.
only a couple pairs of pants. He said they've made it work, so. Contracted labor, we budgeted 10 and we've not spent any of that to date. I say we leave it at 10.
I
It
agree.
gives us a nice little cushion. I say the same for culverts. Dental and vision, we will have to look and see if that's adjusted at all. When would that come in, Tammy? Do you know if you
Should
could?
be,
This is open enrollment, I believe.
yeah, I was gonna say, it should be open enrollment till the end of this month.
Okay,
I don't know about the dental and vision, that's not Blue Cross, is it?
you're right, that was through,
Somebody
fees.
else.
Something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delta
Tammy,
Dental.
can you look into that just to see if we can get
If it got
an
raised or
accurate,
if
is it Delta Dental?
It's Delta Dental,
But it's through-
it's on the bills right there somewhere tonight.
But it's through, it's through Vermont League of Cities and Towns though. That's where we got that through,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
Because it's
I
IMED
think
and,
so. Brenda, didn't you find that? Brenda, didn't you find the vision and dental last
Is
year?
your mic on?
Yeah, she did.
Yes, it is through, the League of Cities and Towns.
So Tammy, can you call on that and get us an accurate number to budget there?
Sure.
Northeast Delta Dental town portion is 111.18.
And that's monthly or,
I believe so.
well, yeah, because it wasn't, I remember it wasn't very
No.
expensive really.
Now, is
Disability,
that gonna be all three? All three of you are keeping?
All three, Dan pays for his wife on the dental, and I pay for, and he pays for his wife, and I pay for my wife on the vision.
On vision. But, and you all have dental, correct?
Correct.
disability expenses is another one that, and Tammy, when I say, if I ask you to look into it, it may be just as easy as asking Maria. Because I know this one, I'm sure, is set already.
That's already, that's
For
also,
disability?
Yeah, the disability expense.
I believe that's also in tonight's bills.
I was gonna say, I think that's in here too.
There's, the town pays for one, and we pay for the other, short-term, long-term.
This is the third payment.
It's not a whole lot.
I'm asking Lance in the town report that was done by Australian Ballot on March 1st,
No, 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 no,
2022.
no. This is broken down.
So you
Road
want to know
account.
disability expenses
The road
staying the
account.
same?
Yeah,
Was agreed
That's
upon or
Madison
voted
National
upon
Life,
per lump sum.
STLT
It was
disability.
not broken down.
Our portion's
well, we broke it out here though,
Yeah, and
disability
ours
expenses.
is up on top under-
Disability. And it's
deductions.
different than the number that we have on the.
Well, this
actual
is an
ordinance.
estimate, and this is what it actually cost
So the
us.
town
Okay,
portion
so
should
that's what I'm
be,
saying, should we go off of, what number should we be getting?
We're going off this one, this is the one that we budgeted.
That's, the disability
that's-
account is
So
much
much
less
of the
than what we
wages,
have in the book.
everyone's-
I don't know how it works, but that's coming out of ours. The only thing that would
Like
pertain to the
50%.
budget would be the $25 or whatever it is that the town.
21.
Well, call it 25
Yeah.
and,
This is road account disbursement.
By item.
But this is already spent, this is already spent.
Okay, so as I'm saying though, we're saying $292, $252, but according to this, it's $565.
This is disbursement in 2021.
Okay. So we feel that, okay, all right, just to,
Yeah.
if it was $25 a month,
Which is
Terry, it'd be
part-
300,
that's
so I
what
think
we
that's why
actually
you're
spent, yes.
252
Right.
is the actual number, so.
and then in
In our-
2022 so far, we spent $209.
So just to give, I think this may answer your question, John.
252.
So we budgeted the 252.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We've spent 209.36 to date.
Right,
And we just signed in this warrant, what was that number again?
$21.
$21. So, and that's for
Pretty close.
November,
Yeah, it'll hit-
Right,
it'll
that'd
hit
be
right on
November.
November,
Okay.
and then December. So you're talking 21.42.
Would be the-
Which, so I would imagine Maria has a set cost that was given to us probably at the beginning of the year
okay.
by Vermont League of Cities and Towns or our insurance company, whichever one. And that's, you know, so we can budget 500, but
Maria
it's,
will have those numbers.
Maria will have that number. That's why I just asked Tammy to ask Maria what it'll be.
For disability.
So this is,
Yeah, so I
correct.
don't think it'd be 500.
No,
No,
not unless you had a,
it might go up to 300, like I
It'd
say.
only go up if you ended up having a case.
Right.
Usually is what drives it.
so I know
Heck,
Matt,
I got 3 weeks off them.
Matt, you had a comment on the ditch, straw and stone.
Ditch, straw, and stone, I thought probably we should leave the stone, because I'm pretty sure the stone part was for the mud. Because I don't think we stone lined anything last year. So I think that would, I think the 7,500 that we spent was the stone we got from Leach for mud season. So I was thinking, leave the stone as stone and take the ditch and straw and drainage and grass seed and down below the hydro seeder expense and group that all together. So basically anything to do with a ditch, the hydro seeding, the grass seed, the straw matting, and put a number for all that put together.
I don't recall that you spent much on ditch straw or anything last year.
Not last year.
Yeah.
We've still got quite a
So the
bit.
7,500 we actually spent 86.94. Will
No.
7,500 cover stone for next year?
For the mud season?
Yeah.
Correct.
You're
Depends.
gonna- He's pulling just the stone out of that though, not.
Right,
That's
so
what I
what,
mean.
No, he's pulling the straw and the drainage grass out of the 7,500
Right.
and putting it down on hydro seeding.
I almost think I'd go to 10 for the stone, just in case. I mean, it never hurts to have a couple hundred, you know.
Okay.
If you went to 10 for the stone,
what
the
would be,
biggest expense for the straw matting and the grass would be, your grass seed is more expensive, but the mulch, or whatever you wanna call it, for the hydro seeder would be the new expense. So,
How much?
2,500 for the whole bunch, I would say.
2,500?
Wouldn't you think? I mean, that's.
Yeah, well, I do because
I don't
we
think
also had Missisquoi Valley River Basin Association in here the other day
Right.
saying that they were willing to write grants for us to help us
Right.
get some of this stuff,
Yeah,
so.
I just
I
don't
think
know.
2,500 would be, and just know that we may have to ask some of these other entities for help, grants, right? So does that mean the next one there, drainage and grass seed can be stricken because that's being brought down to the
That's-
hydro seeder?
That, well, either way, you either
Yeah.
bring the hydro seeder up to that with the straw and the ditch and the.
Yep. Yeah. Electricity for north and south station. Terry, do you have any insight into what
It's a
may,
rate increase right now.
you're in for an increase? And-
On the other hand, we budgeted $600 and have only to date spent 377.
So you think 300 is sufficient for, The North Station,
North
Yeah.
Station, I would say, yeah.
600, sorry, 600.
Because the only thing
It's
that
more
does,
than, at this year, it's more than adequate by,
because the only thing
a
that
large
does
margin.
is the furnace basically down there.
The only other problem with that is for the South Station, we budgeted 1,050 and we've only got 90 bucks left.
And the biggest thing there
And
is,
2 months to pay.
biggest thing there is tank heater. You know, in the
Okay.
winter time, we plug that radiator in, because it's, or the motor in, because it's gotta start in the
Is there
morning.
any reason those, is it because they come on separate bills, why we don't
Yes.
combine the two?
Yes, that's why.
But as far as in the
Separate
budget,
meters.
Oh, in the budget?
in the budget,
Yeah.
there's no reason that excess of $300 couldn't cover
Right.
the possible default of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I say we leave the two,
It's just a matter of if
600.
if it's gonna
leave
go up.
600 and maybe go to 1,200 on the other?
If
Would
it's
that
gonna
be-
go up, that would be the question.
What are you seeing as a rate increase? What are they looking for, Terry? Do you know percentage wise?
I don't know.
Okay.
So you got 1650 if you combine the two,
Well, I said go 1,200 for the South Station,
1850.
so, or just 1,800 for the
Yeah,
two
just-
combined. Let's go to 1,200 for the South Station.
Yeah,
Let's leave the other one at 16.
6.
Sorry, 6. 16 would work too, though.
Yeah.
Let's not get greedy.
Mac can keep real warm.
you leave the north the same, you said?
Yeah, we'll leave North Station the same
Yeah.
and bump South Station up because if there's excess for the North Station, it can cover the South Station at this point.
Gotcha.
Diesel fuel.
Oh, boy.
You know, I'm not disappointed with our budgeting. Yep, I'm not disappointed. I'm not sure if that's our budgeting or you guys staying off the roads, but
Are your tanks full right now?
It should be, yeah.
I think you got 1,000-gallon tanks?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
He comes,
I guess basically what I'm asking, are you gonna fill up again before the first of the year?
he fills us either every week or every other week, they top it off, so.
stop it off. So
Not
do
gonna
you
be that much.
Last time I saw it was, in
That's
fact,
nice though,
Yeah.
that they keep it so you aren't looking at.
yeah,
and the stuff in the tank is treated, right? Winter fuel?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Pierre always uses it.
Hopefully.
Well, if it's not, we got some 911 put in the tank.
So,
Okay.
The winter cut for most of the diesel suppliers was started in October.
Yeah.
25% and increases all the way up, the amount of cut.
what is the price
I
of
know that's
diesel?
for my generator.
6
Diesel right now is $5.99. On road fuel.
$6.
I wanna say we were just, well, of course, that was a while ago. There was a.
Yeah.
You,
It's
you
dropped.
obviously have 2 separate tanks down there?
No, we just have one. Everything.
Oh, that's right,
Everything runs on the lower, low sulfur.
municipality, you don't have to.
Well, it's not off-road, it's the
I
low
was gonna
sulfur.
say, you run red and everything?
No,
Well,
Running in the red.
we must get less than what you're seeing at the pumps.
Oh, absolutely. I would. So you said you were over $6
I
less?
thought it was.
It's,
We didn't
I
pay
know-
it today because it just came in, but I thought it
down to
was,
Stones, it's $5.89 today.
maybe we would just,
So, well,
Close enough, it'll be
So,
6 before the winter.
what I'm saying is, 3 weeks ago, it
Oh, yeah.
was $6.49.
right.
So I mean, it
So it has
it
come down.
fluctuates so bad that,
In the Mac, I know this is something to consider, to make it easier to budget. Do we have anywhere the mileage that is put on these trucks?
You'd have to, well, no, not really.
do we have anywhere the amount of fuel
Amount of fuel on the trucks is recorded down there.
and
Yeah.
equipment though?
Yes,
Loader,
oh, yeah.
grader?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
and we put it in.
That's all recorded on.
that's all recorded.
In fact, if you look at the back of the,
Blue ones, or?
no, the back of the work order for tonight,
Oh,
the back of the front
For the
page.
what?
Take your page where it says salaries and stuff
for road,
for road,
The railroad max.
and then look on the back of that page.
on the back, here, right there by your fingers. It should say fuel consumption.
Usually, does it say truck 1, truck 2, X in gallons?
Is that year to date or?
No, that's
That's
monthly.
Per that warrant.
That's
Per
warrant.
I
that
don't
warrant.
see one on this one.
It's usually around the top.
Town
but
truck.
Like up at the
Do you
top
see
left,
No.
top
She didn't,
left.
she didn't enter the numbers.
She might not have filled them in.
Well, if you look
She
at,
doesn't, I filled them
No, it's here, it just doesn't have, it doesn't have the total, cause
Yeah.
fuel's right here,
Yeah.
and there's nothing there.
Yeah,
I'll
but
fill that in.
this is what we did.
No, it's the rate you get when you
Okay, so
rent
if you
that
look
out,
at-
yeah.
If you look at my scribbled on work orders.
Yeah, the attached,
I think it's right here,
No.
right here.
the written attached.
We're gonna have these things all messed up.
2, 3, 4,
Oh my
5,
God, Jerry, you're gonna have everything all screwed up.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, Mac.
56,
I know it.
Okay,
26.
anyway,
That one goes with that one, this one goes with that one. And you probably have hand scratching on this
I would
one.
think
So-
you probably wanna go sum up with that
So
because,
it's fair to say that we're spending about $475 on average per week for fuel.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
This one here, it wouldn't be on anyway, cause this is the FEMA.
Obviously, there's some spells we hardly spend anything and
Right,
So last year, we went from 21,305 to 30,000. To be safe, do we add 5,000 to that?
I would say-
35 for the year?
I would say anyway.
Is everybody in agreement there?
For fuel?
35,000?
does anybody remember what the cost of fuel was at this time last year?
It was not much different than it is now, and that's why we were
Okay.
nervous.
Thank you.
Equipment gas. We budgeted 50, they spent 70.
It's
Does
on
it-
the bottom of
Does
this,
it,
Mac.
does it make
Okay.
sense to go to $100?
I'd go 100.
56, 58, 52.
Yeah, I'd go to 100.
I agree.
God, it cost me more than that to fill up my freaking truck.
Cry. Equipment rental, budgeted 10, spent
I'd leave that
significantly
there,
less.
because we did not get the excavator this year because
That's
we
right.
got it and it broke,
It
so
broke,
I would, I would,
and if you were to plan to rent Pete's boom mower, that may, yeah, that
well,
would
that's,
be worth.
that's a little further down, we could,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but yeah,
Gates for Skinner Hill, can
I
that be
would, I would,
stricken?
I would strike that one.
That one was a one-time.
That was a one-time deal.
Grader expense, that is 0 because we put all equipment expenses together, so
Yep.
that one can be stricken.
Yep,
Cooking.
Strike.
So your rate.
That's what I was thinking.
Equipment stays the same?
Equipment rental stayed the same. The next two were scratched.
Gravel pit expenses.
Gravel pit expenses.
Yeah.
What is that for?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
I
I
would say
think
that's
that-
probably the general permit and good stuff like that.
Okay.
I think,
So like, there wasn't much movement this year, because they'd already approved to where you're at now, right? So we didn't have to have them come and look.
no, that's completely different, that's,
Oh, okay.
there's a stormwater permit, which is, I think, down there.
Okay.
I'd leave that one the same just
I was gonna
because,
say, yeah, it's,
how much have we got left on that, Lance, is that what you're looking for?
So we're looking for,
340.
Huh?
Tammy, we
You
looked
did
at,
500 and you got 340 left.
No, I'm saying,
we
No,
looked
he's talking
up
the
the
loan.
gravel pit loan
Oh, the loan.
I don't know if
That's
that's,
the gravel pit loan?
one day. I can't remember
I
what,
think
if it was,
it's,
this year was the last year.
Yeah, we did look that up.
I think it's a little further in the back, Lance, where it says, bank, not quite that far, but it says,
that one more page.
bank loans or something. It's got the truck loans paid in it, it's listed in it, I believe it's got the,
I thought this coming year was.
Gravel pit loan, interest,
I
gravel
think there
pit
might be just one more,
principal
because
paid.
Yeah.
This
it's
is
get
what's
paid
out.
twice.
Right.
And I think there was,
Cause I think I thought it was this year, we
So it
looked
says
it up and
gravel
we had
pit
one more.
principal.
Right. Those-
Yeah, but
that's
that-
just what we voted to pay.
That's what was paid out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So what we're looking for now is to see how many
Balance.
years we have left.
got it.
I don't think it's a,
Are we missing any, John, are we missing any comments on the?
well, we do have one extra from Brenda. Brenda, why don't you just tell us what your comment is?
Easier to know that
Go ahead.
fuel was $1.30 cheaper a gallon last year.
Thank you.
$1.30, nice.
wow. Find it yet, Lance? Find it yet?
No. I found it, I told you.
Well, you keep looking.
Give it to Josh and let him look through it. He's
Gravel pit expenses will remain the same at 500.
Yes.
The interest should be lower. I believe that's why you're looking for that right now, correct?
We're trying to figure out if there was one more payment.
Well, yeah,
It's close.
I'm pretty sure this is it, this year.
I thought so too, Tammy, but I'm Terry, but
I could have sworn we
I
looked
think every
it
year
up.
we say that.
No, I think this is,
I swear we looked it up.
we did, but my memory isn't what it used to
One of
be.
these years gotta be right.
Boy, we could
I was
get,
just gonna say that, Mac. Somebody better get one and help Lance out.
Huh,
Oh my gosh.
you looked it up with me, you
Mac is,
forgetful old bat, you.
I'm telling you, it's
don't talk to
next
Terry
year.
like, don't talk to
Next
Terry
year,
like that.
it's done. I guarantee it. Well, I won't guarantee it.
you're already here. Does that mean if it's not,
This
you'll
is
take the
all
last one?
freaking school.
I don't know why we looked at that.
I don't know why I would either.
That's where we should be.
Is that today?
No. December 7th is our next meeting here at 6:30 at the school.
Please.
Along with the education.
Notes payable, page 22. Merchants Bank, due date is 9/29/23. So you're still gonna have another year.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it says here in the
Oh, there we
book
go.
on page 22 at the bottom, it says, notes payable is $73,466.92 back at the time of the book's creation.
And it's paid off on 9/29.
Yeah, it says 9/29/2023, so you got another year.
Yeah, I was right.
One more year.
One more year. So,
She's out.
So that should be the same, I would say.
well, we would say it should be the same, but we were $2,100.
No, it's $40,000 per year. It's the interest and principal.
Oh, okay, so
Twice.
so the numbers were just different.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the same amount of money.
Right, yeah, it's the same amount. It's
Same
just
amount.
What you're over on one, you're under on the other.
correct.
It's gonna be less than 40
We
this
make the
time.
payment twice a year, right?
I believe so.
I can't remember.
I think we
So
paid
it's
20.
80,000.
There's 70,
I think it's
We
20.
owe about
Looks like
80,000.
there's $76,000 left there.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
gonna wanna have at least
But
that
that
much
was-
money in there.
38, so you're looking
That
at
was before.
35.
That's principal, doesn't
That was
say
before this year, right? So you took 40 off of this year. I
Right.
think that's why you got just 40 to pay next year. But I think
Correct.
you paid 20.
There's one payment.
I think that's 2 payments of 20,
20?
or somewhere in that. area.
Oh, right, cause that doesn't have what we paid.
This year.
So it's gonna be paid off in September.
Right,
Yeah,
Next, of this year,
right.
2023.
yeah.
And if we take off what we paid on the principal of the 38,000,
No,
I'm not gonna go into
40.
pennies. You're looking at about $35,000 left plus interest.
Yeah, so,
Which makes sense because we budgeted $36,000 plus
Right.
interest.
Plus interest.
Yeah.
So as Lance said, it's one more payment of $40,000. It really doesn't matter which way you break it down, as long as it tallies out to $40,000.
Correct.
So we can leave those two just how they are.
Yes.
Right, because it is a fixed interest loan, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you wouldn't do a variable interest
I
loan
would
on
hope
that. They really would have shot Lance then.
I don't know,
Guardrails. It says we didn't spend any money on guardrails, but we did.
no, that was 2 years ago. got
We
it in
did
December.
last year at P.E.G.
Yeah.
That was the year before.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Oh, it was?
Oh,
We did it in
It
December.
was the very end of the year
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
And you don't see any guardrails needed for this year? Unless
Unless somebody
happens.
pops up.
Great, okay.
how much did that guardrail job cost us?
That was not,
But it wasn't a very big,
Says
I think it was like-
$4,452.50 according to the book.
say that again?
$4,452.50.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
For 4,500
Yeah, I was
bucks,
gonna say, it
and we
wasn't
only
cheap.
went, what?
Couple
50
hundred.
feet?
No,
Oh,
it was a couple hundred.
It was a couple hundred?
It was a ways.
Do we wanna put,
How many guardrails do we have? How much guardrail would you guess?
We have that, we have a piece going down Witch Cat Hill.
Right.
There's a couple little pieces over there on that double culvert over by
should there be one
Tyrone's.
at the bottom of Waterville Mountain?
yes,
Before you get to.
there should be one from
That's-
the top all the way down.
No, I mean at the bottom when it turns. Where all the gravel ended up after.
Oh, I know where you're talking.
Oh, okay, alright.
You might have a hard time driving them in there, but
Oh, okay.
with our 4-foot minus, but
At this point, I don't see us needing to add anything
Dude,
budgetary.
rock there would at least keep you on top.
It definitely would.
we used to have a big pile of dirt, but you know where that ended up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same place the road ended up.
I
I
just
don't,
went over that one time
You
and
can still
said
see it.
that rock will, if you just point it towards the rock, Mom, it'll stop us. I was like, no kidding.
absolutely. I do not see any need right now to budget anything for guardrails. I'm not saying strike it, because
Leave
if
it
next
there
year
as a
somebody
thought.
says we need guardrails here, then we can budget for it next year.
It's not like you can put it in there and keep the account open with,
Right.
you know, like you do with the used
With-
equipment.
yeah.
Right.
It doesn't-
Health insurance, Tammy, I'm gonna ask you to talk to Maria again on that one.
Okay. Little list.
It's an unknown. Heating fuel.
Heating fuel for the North Station. Oh, biscuit. So, we were under, well, no, we weren't, because I'm sure they're gonna make another delivery. And unless they only deliver 30 gallons, we're gonna be over.
Down
Yeah,
there.
we're
Down at the
over
north.
right now on that.
Well, we're over on the South Station for sure. So, do we bump that one up to 2? And the South Station to 5? Because that's what it's looking like right now.
Yep.
Am I off?
Holy crap.
Say that again, Josh.
North Station to 2,000,
Up 500.
up 500. And the South Station basically doubled to 5 grand.
Cause you're at 42 right now.
Yep.
Okay. We brought ditch, straw, drainage, and grass seed down to the hydro seeder and put $2,500 in that position already. Mileage. You don't foresee you driving any more miles than you are now. I don't foresee the federal rate going up, so I think we can leave that at 1,500. Miscellaneous. Do we still need a miscellaneous? Because we kind of have, we have a shop.
We have a shop expenses,
Which is
which
kind of
is-
your miscellaneous, small stuff, right?
It is, it's,
Yeah.
you know, all kinds of nuts, bolts.
So let's scratch the miscellaneous
Yep.
column, just because it's a little too obtuse in my opinion. Pagers, still working good?
Yep.
Still liking them? Tammy, could you double check the, contract on that? And see what it would be this year? Pressure washer can be struck in because that will be put in with the equipment
I would assume so.
repair.
Yep.
Office expenses, what do you have for office expenses typically?
The last year
Matt?
we talked about getting internet down there.
Yep.
So we could have, I mean, like this road inventory stuff, we're supposed to be knocking it off. We don't have a computer down there, but I'm sure I could find an old computer to get online with. I'd like to have internet down there.
Do we
That
need
way-
to put like a sonic wall on there so you can only look up certain things? He got that, nobody else did.
Oh, I think we all got it.
Alright.
You know what I mean?
So office expense, you'd like to look into like, to
She
internet?
doesn't pay a whole lot here, and it's Xfinity, so I don't know if that's,
Does anybody have Xfinity that could give me a rough ballpark?
Well,
What
the
is,
town gets a discount rate, but the
Yeah.
question is there cable
It's
down there?
probably somewhere.
I believe it goes by the
around
I believe.
$40 a month.
Okay.
It's not, in fact, I think that's on this month's or this week's bill, isn't it?
So if you're
Our
talking
internet
just,
expense,
yeah,
500.
in-house.
Comcast, is it on there?
If we did 600 for the year.
Yeah, that should cover, if it's
That should
$40 a month, it should
I think
cover
that would-
Well, if it's 50,
I don't think it's that much, but,
Okay.
oh, 500 or 50, yeah, yeah.
so 600.
So where did you go for 600?
Office expense. Just because I know, the way they are right now, you may wanna have Tammy call on that sooner than later, because they're backed
Right
up.
now, they're running a special, $30 a month for 24
So,
months.
yeah, so we can get that on the, or just, if they can add it just to the phone, right?
They might be, our phone is, consolidated?
So,
Yeah.
If it's cheaper to go with consolidated, you know, for what we need,
Yeah, maybe,
I mean,
Service sucks, I'll tell you.
yeah, I know,
well, especially if you're paying, I mean, we got 750 in the telephone.
yeah, so I mean, like you
So-
say, the.
Maybe it'd be cheaper to go consolidated for the two for just down there.
It might
The
be,
internet,
yeah, the internet from Consolidated is.
Not consolidated,
it's like 35.
Comcast.
The only thing with,
Give you
Yeah.
phone
the only
and,
thing with Xfinity on that would be you lose your, if you lose power, you lose your phone. Where I've got phone down there, if the power goes off.
yeah,
yeah,
copper
I
line.
have that problem at the house.
Yeah.
What about,
You got a
what about
pager,
looking at
yeah.
Comcast for, internet down there? Cause you're not gonna be, I mean, it's not like you're gonna have 10 devices on the thing.
No.
I mean, I can, at my house, cause
And
that's all I have,
they have a box right on the pole just down from these guys.
so it'd probably be fairly quick. As I said, I have just, I have
Consolidated.
that, yeah, I have Consolidated at my house and I have two.
I got it at the sugar house, and I mean, it does what we. you
It
know,
does what you need it to do, it's not,
Especially down there, I mean, if we're only gonna look at the weather and try to get on with,
yeah,
that portal.
yeah, I mean,
Ordering and everything?
yeah, so maybe,
Ordering?
Yeah, I've been looking up stuff,
That'll be
sometimes
like
we look up
35
parts.
a month, I think.
yeah, that'll be significantly
Yeah, it'd be
cheaper.
like 35 a month if you go with DSL.
Yeah, cause I think with my phone and the internet, I think I'm only $80 a month.
Yeah,
So-
I know, I got two 7 meg lines going and the phone and it's $100 a month, so.
Speaking of Greek down there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is you're paying too much for your phone.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, do you
Good
make
with that.
calls out or you just receive
I pay
calls?
phone,
We make
internet,
local calls out, we can't make out-of-state
distance.
calls,
Yeah.
long distance or,
TV for $227.
who?
Have phone, internet, and TV for $227.
That's Comcast.
Yeah, I know.
I can always stream channel 3 if I wanna watch the
There you go,
weather.
exactly. Radio license, what was that for, Matt, do
They'll
you
be
know?
back to watching.
Once
That's
every
for the-
5 years,
That's for the two-way radios.
Okay.
That
And
was
you said
actually-
once every 5 years?
something like that.
That was actually just paid for, did we ever figure that one out, Tammy? The radio licensing? Huh?
Radio licensing?
Yeah.
That Kathy had to keep, I don't know, I think
It's like you
so.
say, it's either 5 or 10 years, wasn't it?
I think so, because you wouldn't have it if she didn't.
Yeah. 'Cause I figure,
873.
Whoa,
that was
Is that what it
so
costs?
bad on roadside.
I think it's more than that, but
Or are we putting away
Because
just a subset of it every year?
I don't believe so.
It's justified.
Okay.
So,
It's
I'm,
just a license.
the radio licensing, we'll leave it as a line item, but we're not gonna put anything in it.
Okay.
Cause you're saying 5 to 10 years, that gives
And they
us,
got paid this year.
Yeah, so
I
we've
won't
got
be
a
here,
couple
I
years.
won't be here for the next one anyway, so,
Josh will.
right,
yeah.
okay, no. Roadside mowing, we can leave that at 4,000. Terry asked the question, why was it over so much? Because we agreed at a meeting to use the 3,500 from the sale of the mower to
Oh,
have the guy continue to
Yes.
keep mowing.
yeah,
So it shows up as a negative, but you're not seeing the revenue from the sales.
right.
So
Salt
it's-
chloride, how did we look in there? I know we
How
tried
much did you
to,
want a budget for that?
same, 4,000.
Okay.
Left it.
Just playing devil's advocate here, I mean, you don't wanna add anything for, I know we've got under equipment rental, but for the tractor for our own mowing, where the hell was it, right there?
Which one are we looking at?
Equipment rental,
Yeah,
10,000. If we have to spend $4,000 to get the, are we gonna spend
for,
What was
How
it?
how much are we gonna spend to rent a piece of equipment with an arm on it?
3,000 a week.
3,000 a week.
When Raymond used to do it. with his
Okay,
nephew-
where are we gonna put that, is my question.
Well, you can put it right there, but you've also got the contracted labor up above for 10,000 that we didn't spend any, and I think that was like if we had Harmon or John.
Yeah, but if we rent our own, it's not contracted labor.
No, that's under rented equipment.
Yeah, but we didn't increase that to cover this either.
But I believe that's high. Because I think the 10,000 was 2 months worth.
2 months worth of excavator
Of
rental.
excavator
I believe you're right.
So I mean,
So
you could,
between the two, you'd end up with just shy of 9 grand for mowing.
you could throw the 4,000 roadside mowing up to rental equipment, wherever that went.
Well, you've got, no matter what, you're still gonna have the expense of the first swath on mowing.
Right, but that's
That either goes under equipment,
Daily.
repair,
That's our
fuel
daily stuff, you know
usage.
what I mean?
It's not.
Okay, so what do you wanna do with it? If we're not gonna hire somebody to do it, roadside mowing becomes redundant.
Or,
Well, we don't know that for 100%.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, is $4,000 only rents you that piece of equipment from Pete's for a week, right?
what if you took $4,000, put it up into equipment rental and jacked the equipment rental up to 15? So
Okay, we can do
you're-
that.
So you're
or-
gonna take the equipment rental and the roadside mowing, make it 15, and depending upon what the excavator rental is, you might be able to do, you know,
The only problem I see there, Mac, is if we end up having to hire somebody specifically for roadside mowing,
Yeah.
right.
then it would be technically contracted.
But the problem there, well,
So what
But
if
you
we were
have
to take,
$10,000.
what if we were to take roadside mowing, add 2,000 to it, planning on renting that piece of equipment from
leave its own
Pete's?
side line item
Yep.
and plan on,
Roadside mowing as its own, planning on renting that piece of equipment from Pete's for 2 weeks.
okay. Because I think if you did that for 2 weeks, like I said, when Raymond used to get his nephew's tractor, 2 weeks, 50-hour weeks, which was 10 hours overtime for him, but that was getting there really sharpening the blade. He did everything in town, and that included the first pass. So if you're doing the first pass with our little tractor, you should be able to do, plus what he's done this year.
What he's done is, a lot of it's just gonna be maintenance, so I
Right.
think 2 weeks you could get,
You
you should be
would-
able to get everything done.
Yeah, and
So
then
that's
you might not
roadside
need,
mowing
6 grand.
rental.
6 grand,
you
yeah.
might
slash
not need
rental.
that
It
same,
won't, unless it comes to the point where we actually have to contract somebody out.
But
But
then you
when it
get-
comes to contracting
it's a-
somebody else, we
then
could
you're up to-
say, we only wanna spend.
Yeah, but it's a moot
4,000.
point.
but
This
then
is an
you're up to
internal,
contract labor.
Right,
this is an internal, description for
true,
us.
true,
So it's, what we call it is, doesn't really determine how it's spent.
right. So roadside mowing, what did you wanna put?
I don't care.
No, what did you
I'd
guys
go for your
say?
2 weeks.
Slash rental.
6.
So,
I'd go for your 6, and if you end up having to contract it out, you could always go with, contract labor up above for the 10.
right,
Do we know somebody that was gonna try to get,
Yeah. Maria, BJ was working for somebody, but he never bid on it. Mike was the only one that bid.
oh crap, I
That
shot
was
my
the-
mouth off. He said that he said that he was booked.
Yeah,
I almost feel like you'd have to put in an ad now if you were gonna
well, I
get
was
some.
just gonna say that. We
Yeah.
should think about putting the ad in now.
Max salt and chloride, did you end up getting or
We have-
pre-buying?
we have 2 tanks of chloride full down there that have not been paid for.
Okay,
So-
so that 5,000 will cover that?
No, it'll cover 1 tank. It's just under $1 a gallon. So that would, and you got a load of salt coming off of there tonight. And possibly, yeah, there's one more load of salt. I think it was,
So we are over budget by, what would you say?
Well, no, because he pre-bought for this coming
Right,
year.
right, right, but what I'm saying is, okay.
no,
yeah,
you'll
that makes
be
sense.
okay with the number.
So the
because-
23.5 can stay?
Yeah, because what we got down there now will actually get paid for right after the first of the year.
Okay,
And that will be 2/3 of what we need next year. So it's not like we need to buy,
It's not gonna come down.
bump it to 25?
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with that, we're talking 1,500 bucks.
It's, the price of it isn't gonna come down. And that includes coal patch too.
yeah, which we shouldn't need too much of this year since we got,
Select board expense, what did we do this time?
I don't know.
You don't know? We
The
don't.
road,
Yeah, it's a road.
yeah, like,
I'd say Lance did a burnout, but he charged it, what, you all grabbed
$110?
down.
I don't know what it is.
Can we strike that? Let's,
Flowers,
we want to put flowers on the road.
if it was for select board expenses for the road.
Did we
Yeah.
go look at any roads this past year?
Did we tell you to buy signs? Is there gonna be a sign?
There's a sign
There's a
thing
sign
coming
expense.
up.
I'm baffled there. Without a description, I think we can strike that whole column,
I would think. I've never seen it
or
before.
that whole row.
Maybe it's not supposed to be on this sheet.
Could be.
Shop expenses. Now, we took out miscellaneous up above. Shop expenses cover all the small stuff, hand tools,
Nuts, bolts.
nuts, bolts, small stuff. It looks like you realistically need about $5,000 in there.
Yep.
Cause again, price of stuff is not coming down.
Jeez.
you sure $5,000's gonna be enough?
I'm sure they'll get by.
If they stop using WD-40 for their arthritis, yeah.
Sign expenses. I don't see you buying any more signs, right?
It depends. I mean, they're stealing signs left and right still.
And we don't mark them then. Don't mark them then.
Don't mark the roads.
Don't mark the roads.
Uh-huh.
Is that legit? Does it have to be marked?
Well, they're supposed to be.
Go back to using wood and a router.
Find a way so they can't steal them.
Good luck with that.
Joey has started greasing his poles again.
Yeah, it's quite comical actually.
It is,
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He puts a tube of grease,
on the pole.
cloth gloves, and
That way, if they go to steal it, they go like this and go, and they deters them a little bit. But the way they're doing it now, they're taking a sawzall, cutting it off, and,
or a chain wrapped around the pole and just yank it over with a truck.
yeah.
This is all
Oh,
stuff I've heard.
it's big.
Pretty sign.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
How about we just start changing all the names of the roads to Town Road 1, Town Road 2,
That's in
Town Road
Texas.
3? Then nobody will want to sign. What the hell? I live on Town Road 1. Good job. You got it.
So we
They've
should-
already got numbers.
That's true. They do. We'll just go with whatever they're supposed to be. I think we can leave 500 there.
Yeah.
Okay. The IRA, again, Tammy, that's a Tammy Maria question.
That shouldn't change, because it's just a 3% anyway.
Social Security, Medicare, all that.
Yep, Social Security, same. Medicare, same. Stormwater, it says we budgeted 1,300, 1,350, it's an awkward number, and used 0. No, used all of
Just
it.
use it all.
So where does that number come in from, Mac? Is that the,
I believe that's
Stormwater operating permit.
the general permit for the roads, right?
is it for the roads or is it for the pit?
I believe it's for the roads. I
Okay.
believe the other one, this pit inspection, I believe is the other one for there.
Okay.
Pit expense.
So anybody know where that number comes from? Is that a number you have
I
somewhere?
think it's a state number.
State.
So we would have to get that from,
I would just say,
You know what, they're not gonna bump it up that much.
you-
Put $1,400 down there and
yeah,
or should we go to 15? They're pretty
15.
greedy.
15's an easy.
they're pretty greedy, yeah.
1,500?
Yeah.
If it doesn't use it, we don't use it.
Streetlights,
We don't need,
we budgeted 175, we didn't spend any.
I think the bill,
the bill just came in,
yeah, it's in there.
Just cause you got it, don't mean you gotta
I think it
spend
was
it.
176.
What was 176?
Oh, we over budgeted by $1.
I think it was 176,
Should we
wasn't it?
bump it up to 200?
Electric's not getting any cheaper.
Well, that's just a light. Did you get an LED
I
this
believe
time?
it's half the streetlights, isn't it?
Half the streetlight?
I believe it's,
Oh, it's a electrical
You
bill,
get a
I see.
portion.
I think we pay for half of it and the water district pays for the other half, I believe.
It's the way it looked in the bills that we just signed, yeah, and then you have one light that you're paying yourself, that you
Yeah.
divided by 21 or 26, whatever it was, and it was 176.
For that one light?
For that one light, I think it was 176.
Shut that damn thing off.
I could be wrong,
Security light, security.
Security.
I could be wrong, it's down with Terry.
Do we bump streetlights up to 200 considering we know that Terry's gonna raise the price of electricity.
I know, that Terry, she's getting greedy.
$2,093 is what we paid for streetlights.
Right, but under the road, they have one light that they pay, for one light. So find the road report, it's in there.
Do you have one in your yard?
Yeah. Right by the-
And
right by
they
the
pay for
door.
it separately.
How about we just hook that up to the power on the building,
At the garage, you mean?
Yeah.
Like at the garage?
rather than having a street light, be a lot cheaper.
You wanna go in there at night and try to fumble for it? Well, we got a little,
No, I'm saying get a couple floodlights for the side of the building, motion activated
we got
floodlights.
one in the doorway, but.
You can do your own streetlight.
You can, tap into the pole?
Can't put it on our pole, but you
$175 isn't really that much.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it was like
It
100.
was 161.
Is that what it was, 161?
Oh, we're under
So do
budget.
we leave it?
Okay, so we could buy
leave it at
we could buy the
170?
boys flashlights.
Oh, there we go.
Is that for
Headlamps.
Yeah, I believe so.
So we'll leave that at 175. TAN loan is, we'll leave that line item in there, but it doesn't need to be touched.
Nope.
Telephone, looks like it's gonna be right on budget at 750. We assume that's not gonna go up, but if it does, it'll be because of the office expense that we're adding to it, so that should be good. Truck payment,
I don't know why
Tammy-
that's in there, cause that's got its own
Yeah,
separate
that's its own, no,
I thought that went into the.
new equipment
we
fund.
rolled that into the new equipment fund, yes, you're
think
correct.
so.
Maybe we have to do that one more time.
We don't have to do it this coming year.
We don't?
Equipment.
I think we have two more truck payments.
So that one actually will be in the new equipment.
Should be on page 22 as well. So you got,
Come on.
What will be in the equipment?
The truck payment, that shouldn't even be a line item here.
I don't think so, I think that's,
And the water, are you raising the water bill? Water's good now.
actually went down, I believe, didn't
It
it?
did?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, we budgeted 180 and cost 160. So we'll leave that at 180 just in case. Anybody have anything else on the roads?
There is that.
You know,
Did everyone sign John?
I haven't signed yet, no. Last year, during this time, we had quite a few meetings about the top there, salaries, right? And one of the things that was discussed, said that was gonna happen, and then never did, was talk about a calendar, not a calendar, but a schedule. Do we want to have a meeting to discuss a schedule?
What do you mean a schedule?
You know, like a 1-2-1, so that they don't have to come in and ask for the
So
raise.
it'd be like a
So you're saying like a contract?
Yeah,
over the
a
next
contract
years.
schedule, like a 3-year contract or a 5-year contract.
Todd suggested that and it did make sense.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And we had talked about it in a couple meetings after that, and then,
It dropped.
yeah, you know, life goes on and we never continued with it. So I think, again, it makes perfect sense. Does anybody have any comments on or questions or?
Not on that, can I skip back to the previous subject? The truck payment.
Oh, yes, truck payment.
Okay.
It was voted from the floor.
It was voted in the road work. That's where we put it.
Okay,
So it is part of this, because this is coming out of road work.
okay, so it just never got put in as a line item then?
Right.
Because it never showed what we budgeted.
It never should, it's in this number here, 300 and,
But that would be the new equipment fund.
no, it's in
Okay.
this
Alright.
number here.
Then, in that
386,
case,
So they-
because we have $15,000 for equipment fund, and then we have $25,006, because we needed a $30,000 balance
yep,
for the equipment repairs.
okay,
So the truck payments now are in road work.
okay. So Tammy, can you, for that line item, see what our truck payments will be for next year so that we
Should be
can
the same.
budget the correct amount?
Should be-
Would it be?
Should be the
Do
same.
we have 1 year left on that one?
Well, we have two different trust payments, one ends in June of 2023, the other one ends in April of 2025. Truck one and truck three?
Right, well, what we're asking is what's the total
Truck
payment?
one and truck two, I believe. Truck two is first and truck one is second.
She wanted
Or no, the ones that paid off, yeah.
Kansas City
It
Bank,
is.
truck one and truck
It
three.
is one and three.
Right, you see it? Kansas City Bank, right?
Yeah, it's truck one and three.
Go to the next column down, next.
Perhaps that name
The end dates.
Well, it does. Mine says Mac and it's number three.
6/22/23 is, but that's,
But you wanna bring up another subject there is you're 1 to 2 years out ordering a truck.
yeah.
Dan's truck should be replaced. Maybe not this year, but it should be spoken about very soon to get it ordered. You probably wouldn't get it till 2024.
Okay, and when is the final payment on, it'd be the baby dump, right?
Truck number one,
Truck-
final payment is 6/22/23.
This year.
This year.
For Mark's.
Okay.
Mine
We
is,
make one payment per year.
and mine is like 3 years old.
So
Right.
we have to make a
Did a
payment
5-year finance
for
on
both
it,
of
right?
those trucks
Makes
still,
sense.
so it's not gonna change.
So the truck payment should be the same, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So that just needs to be moved over into the budgeted item then?
Yeah, truck number
Because
three
we
will be
didn't actually, it doesn't
2025.
show it as a budgeted item here.
How old is the third truck that
This?
you're saying needs to be
Yeah,
replaced?
it doesn't show it as
It's a-
budgeted.
it's a-
Oh, yeah, because we changed it last year.
Right.
2015. 15, 18, 21.
So you need me to get the total budget, the total?
If we could, just to verify that it is that 55,832.
Okay.
If it is, then we'll, if, whatever it is.
You'd have
put
to
in
ask
that
one of the
line
guys
item
that's
for the
here.
budget,
They look like
please.
they're 2 years apart, by the way, at least the loans look.
Yeah, it's
Which
very
would make
possible.
sense.
Every 2
And
years.
then if you're saying that we could get by
Yeah,
this
one's
year.
done this year, one's done 20.
It's too late to do anything for this year, but you should do something right off to get it on the agenda, because,
Okay.
I mean, I know International is talking at least, same like the grader, they're talking probably 2 years.
What is,
And I don't imagine Freightliner's any different.
what about the Western Star? How they like that one over there in Gettysburg?
It's 100% depreciated.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
When they first got it, Cecil hated it, and then of course he got done running it, so. I don't think they're impressed with it.
They got a kid in it now.
It's-
He just graduated
Yeah,
my program last year, so.
I think it,
Yeah.
flip a coin for which one you want, they're all gonna have problems, they're all gonna.
When
Absolutely.
you pay
I mean,
for
you
two
see,
trucks at once.
there's a bill on there today for Clark's for repair of Mark's brakes, and there was quite a bit of that was covered in the warranty. Besides that,
Yes.
Nice.
So down payment.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
Stretch them 7 years apart.
Do we want to, look at all my,
I don't know what you did with your shop.
it's right here, it's right here, got it, we're good. The one you just said, sorry, the one that we bring up to 30,000 every year, which one was that, repair fund?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Correct?
we keep it, bring it up too.
Yes, we vote to keep it at 30, so whatever it's at,
Right.
It's at
We
19,
need a balance for that.
right.
it's at 19 right now, but you're gonna take that,
19,339,
you're gonna
Well-
take that 7 off of there.
7,000? Okay,
For,
Truck number 1 repair.
so we're looking at budgeting almost another 20 grand for that. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page there.
What is this?
that's how we agreed to do it. We would keep the equipment repair fund at a balance of $30,000, whether it took all 30,000 or just 5,000 to do it.
I mean, if it wasn't for the
We
brake
top
job,
it off
you'd only be
every
getting
spring.
10 off it right now.
Yeah,
I don't see that
exactly.
in this list.
Hmm?
I don't even see equipment like that.
It's not, it's on
It's
the
on
right
the,
here.
it's on the next page with the balances. So am I looking at that right, where it's 441, the road commissioner's camp? As of
Less
last
seven.
meeting,
So 12.
Where are we looking?
that same page with the equipment
Total
repair.
commissioner?
Yep.
And whatever
Yeah,
else we spend.
that's,
Right.
I think part of our,
So we move
I think part of our thing is we don't budget for the state aid coming in,
No, it's a
and
separate.
that's 80 to 90,000.
That's separate.
It keeps getting more every year.
Yeah,
I mean, that's nice to have that right now, because I know there's a bill coming from Pike that has not come in yet, for 100 and,
right.
you know, which is
Well,
reimbursable.
And we just talked about that is gonna be put onto the FEMA loan, so that's gonna, that number there is gonna go down.
We only had,
Right, oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
so we bumped it up that far, that was.
Yeah, you'll be putting what, 15 off of that?
yeah, cause according to this, we've got it in two places,
This truck
the general and the,
and the
Yeah.
grader.
That's not
We
good.
had to spend,
It's documented in 2 spots instead
we
of
spent
one.
$21,000 on his truck last
Oh,
year.
yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Alright,
Yeah.
Okay.
do we want to, so that should take care of the roads, correct? Except for the few things that Tammy's gonna look at, and,
We get the rest of them there.
And those I'll bring to the next meeting,
yes, please.
and Maria will even be here.
Why is that?
She will be here.
Is she coming to the next meeting?
She's the
Yeah.
first meeting lady.
So, you just said she won't be here?
No,
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 I said, and Maria will even be here.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got Josh.
No, I'll get that information, but Maria will be here as well.
Yeah, senile apparently.
Right here.
Going old and senile. I feel like that's a pretty good dent, really,
Yep,
for one night.
me too.
I think it gives us a good chunk of things to
It's a lot
think
easier,
about.
because last year it wasn't set up like
Yes.
this. This year you just went right down through. I mean,
Yeah.
you did it somewhat on your computer last year, but there were so many
Yeah,
question marks to
yeah.
start with.
Well, and I still have all that stuff here too from
Right,
last
but I
year,
mean,
so,
the way she printed it out,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Much
this is,
easier.
yeah,
much.
I agree.
We did
I was just gonna
December
look.
schedule.
We do have a couple
Yeah,
of
you
new
in the
mail.
mail.
Well, did you decide for the schedule, meeting for the schedule? You brought that up.
What did she just say? Schedule a meeting for the schedule?
Schedule.
The salary.
Salary schedule.
You
Do we
brought
wanna
that
do
up.
that as a separate meeting, or do we wanna do that as one of the, we could do that as one of the budgetary meetings in
I was gonna say,
January?
yeah, let's wait and
We get the,
get the
That
whole thing done.
okay with you?
and
Oh, yeah.
that'll give,
Then you'll
and-
see where you're at.
yeah. And see, I would suggest maybe calling around and seeing what other places are doing. If anybody has a schedule like that, or if it's, I don't know. What,
Well, Enosburg's union,
They
so
haven't
they
paid us,
have a full contract.
they haven't paid us for the bridge yet, have
okay.
So the bridge,
I don't know about Joey and
that's
them.
part of that. Joey's not one, not
They're
you.
not,
Why haven't they
right?
paid us
It's
for
just,
Huh?
Why
just
haven't
the
they
town
paid us
is,
for
because
it?
they're with the water and light.
Oh,
Waterville,
okay, yeah.
and the 15% from everything else except for those.
That's 20,000, Waterville and that 20, that's 146.
No, but you're gonna get 15% off of 693,
think
15% off the
Seth
bridge,
will do it every
15%
year,
off of Whitney,
you know?
and all of,
Every
Yeah,
year,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
But does it fluctuate, or is it,
You could just. do
Something
cost
else
of
they haven't
living.
paid us for.
probably.
yeah, cost of
Sidewalk?
living
Huh?
varies so
Sidewalk?
much
Depends
that,
on
Well,
they haven't paid-
Oh, yeah, because this is only
why they.
75% of 75%.
Right.
With us, the cost of
And they
living,
still owe us,
everything.
yeah, okay.
to be like.
That's what they haven't paid us for, that's where the rest of it's coming from. I was coming up with a gap.
okay, there's that.
I don't like
Um,
that, 'cause I don't like the unknown.
The,
You know,
None of us do.
You don't know.
Yeah.
we have a,
You could be the same, you could be up, you could be down.
Terry,
We're ready?
we have a, building usage request, or not request, but, paper that we needed to fill out to use the gymnasium at the Bakersfield Elementary School as the town. From what I'm seeing here,
For us to use it for March,
yes.
we have to do a building use and be charged.
It sounds like, by the looks of this, they're gonna charge us $50 to use the building.
Is it a day?
And then,
Is it $50 a day? Because I.
oh yes, yep, I believe it would be $50. It just says $50, it doesn't say a day.
Okay.
So they charge you for town use?
I would dare say that we should not have to pay this.
You really want me to throw my 2 bits in there? You wanna hear that spiel again?
No, I'm good.
I
It used to
missed out.
be, it used to be if you were not making a profit from it.
We paid for the damn building.
I know. You
Calm down,
don't
Rose,
get
calm
me
down.
rolling.
Watch your blood pressure.
So just call.
Yes, you didn't put one stinking dime into it.
Well, they just redid the driveway.
That's nice.
No,
We just.
we redid the Viking.
Easy like easy.
I would just reach out, have somebody reach out, find out if they expect us to pay $50.
Yeah, Tammy,
Tell them to move the
Tammy, when
dumpsters.
you.
We paid for that out of our own taxes. The town did it by itself way before that SU even existed.
We'll just request the money back.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanna just sign that, I can just submit it.
They wanna charge $50, we should get reimbursed for building, I think. Is that what you're saying, Lance?
Yeah.
Alright, hey, ask them if they say they wanna charge us $50, tell them we'd like to be reimbursed for the building.
There you go. Charge them to put the dumpsters where they are.
That's the select.
They're on town property.
Select
Not
board
assume
is
any liability.
They're 2 dumpsters? They're on
Yeah.
town property. You know, everything that was blacktop was school, the dumpsters are now on blacktop.
There.
Oh, wow.
Do we have?
Josh,
Do we have a
$7,000.
Josh?
timeless?
if they wanna charge us, they have to move the dumpsters.
I just say they need to
To
move
the
their damn.
pavement.
And don't push the
We're
snow
not
on it
gonna
either.
pick a fight yet.
I'm not gonna sign that. Well, just because I don't know if do we above not assume any liability for the act or persons or organizations using school facilities? I need to know as a polling place if we can actually have that, you know, a hold harmless. Local ordinances and policies and fire protection must be observed, obviously.
If they clean this room
So
up,
say
they'd be
that
fine right here. Did it for years.
A hold harmless insurance thing?
Yeah, under the decided degree, they will defend and hold harmless Franklin Northeast Supervisor Union.
'Cause you know what it is?
School district.
Because now that you people thought it was so smart to merge, we don't own a thing over there. The town owns nothing.
Well, before you say the you people, it
I
was
did not vote.
Well,
enforced.
you people that voted yes.
I
No,
didn't know.
it wasn't voted, even if you voted no,
It
it
was
was just going to
voted.
be done upon you.
No.
No, we voted to
No.
get into it. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Don't let them fool you on that one.
We can vote
Is there
to get
anybody
out.
that's not in
You
it?
can't vote to get
There's
out.
lots, yes you can.
Yes, you
I
can.
thought that
Somebody
what
did
I
it.
There's other towns right now that have,
I'm pretty sure
I thought we were
somebody's done it.
stuck.
no. We should
Just
think
wanted
about
to-
Should get the frick out. I'm not
changing that.
Get a petition, we'll put it on the ballot.
I don't think,
Yeah.
That's him and I'll sign it.
Okay, so what do I do with it then? I
Call them and
can't-
tell them-
I can't-
Tell them the town is not paying to use their building.
Okay, but nobody's requesting officially.
No, because we decided that we're not gonna deal with them. We'll do
No,
it right
well,
here.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna request it, but we wanna know what this is. You know, it's the town, do we have a hold harmless agreement? We would have to know that. I need to see our policy before I sign anything saying that I'm not putting my name on something unless I see the town's policy saying that I'm not liable because I signed it.
Well, I think it's holding them harmless. The undersigned organization agrees that it will indemnify, defend, and hold harmless the Franklin Northeast Supervisory Union and its member school districts, including its employees, officers, so we won't hold them accountable, right?
right.
If somebody falls in the driveway.
Yeah, we're not gonna sue them.
We will sue. Have you considered at all that it's a cleanup, maintenance fee, and setup fee?
There is a custodial fee there that's hourly.
Yeah, there's a custodial fee that's
Besides the $50?
$25 an hour. But we don't really,
This gets better.
we don't really need that. I mean, we're gonna break
I said we
down.
do.
No,
There's all the chairs up there.
but what's gonna happen is you're gonna use the gym for those 2 days, okay? What they're gonna do is they're gonna have somebody come in afterwards and use their machine to go around the gym.
Wax it.
Well, no, they're not
They
gonna,
just won't clean it till after we leave.
yeah.
Like normally they clean it at 4, they're gonna come in and clean it probably in the morning before school instead of at 4.
And they'll charge us instead of them.
So I don't know how I.
So we're gonna have a line item to vote to get out of this.
It's agreed that the Franklin Northeast Supervisory Union or the school select club does not assume any liability for the acts of a person and organization. That makes sense. We're our own liability.
Right, what I wanna see is that
Do
we
we have
have,
insurance for us over there?
that's what I wanna see.
You
before
have
we-
Insurance
You would
goes over there?
You would have to do a day policy, a 2-day policy.
Cause it's not
Because
a
we don't
town
have
building.
anything that we have coverage.
Anybody interested in seeing the deed for that building?
You probably have
Just
to
who
do
signed it
that
over?
$1 million
Yeah.
So then,
2-day policy
so
that's
then
like
we're not
$80
gonna have to
or
pull it over there,
$90.
we're gonna do it here?
No, we need to see our policy
See
to
our
make
policy.
sure that we would be covered if
Our
we're over there.
liability policy?
But there's
We-
a possibility we might do it right here.
Tammy,
Yeah.
contact our insurance company and find out if they have a rider that says we'd be
Let's
covered if
just
we
do
use
it
the
right.
school building for election day. That's what it,
Make them clean up
Amounts
their
to.
junk over there so they
Right.
put your tables out.
I don't know if it has to have a special rider or if it's covered. You just gotta ask
Less
people who
work for
supplies
everybody.
insurance.
Kathy would be right, her stuff would be right there, she doesn't have to lug everything.
Or you just have to either set the whole room up the way it should be or empty everything out of the room and have people stand.
Hey, this
I don't
one
know
I
if
can read.
standing would work.
Some people
I was
don't
gonna say,
use
Well,
it.
no.
that would not be ADA
You'd set
compliant.
it
Yeah,
up
I
the
think
same way we did for
It's on
years.
the agenda for Matt.
There you go. There you go, just set it all up.
Yeah,
Then I will
yeah.
keep this as a reminder if you don't mind.
That's
Throw
fine.
those things out the window for the day.
Alright, don't be picking on that, I have a lot of effort into those.
Those paws can go, period.
Lots
We
of
don't need
those.
them anymore.
You don't know.
We're done, we're done.
Throw them away. The minute you do, there's gonna be something happen.
We don't
Right.
have COVID anymore,
It's
we
like
have
giving
the
away your
flu.
crib.
We have the flu now.
RSV.
Monkey pox.
RSV, the
I
flu.
mean, it doesn't even matter what it is. It's
Holy
what-
hell,
it's
Is- are you
something-
muted?
And I've got.
Oh, okay, good, so now you're just mumbling in the corner, alright.
What else we got?
Golly,
What else do we have?
that's what I'm getting at here. Oh, sorry, Tammy. This says, second notice, all information is due no later than December 15th. DR,
That's what we're working on tomorrow.
there's another one for Lance and,
What's that one?
FEMA,
Okay.
tomorrow's.
St. Albans Police Department Central Dispatch.
Yep, they want money.
We'd like to thank you for continuing this, blah, blah, blah. This was, so this is our dispatch fee, right?
What is it this year?
1-3,
6,000 something.
I was gonna say, I don't even see the number on here.
Did they increase
That's in the
it?
middle, 6,000 something, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you said 60,000.
Could be more
Or,
than that.
no, it's more than that, actually, I'm
Could
sorry.
be more than that.
Yeah.
You look
I read
at
it
this and
before.
see if maybe, oh, okay. That's, never mind, I was reading their cover letter, not their
Oh,
actual.
there you go, yeah.
That'll do it. $16,884.
17 grand.
Last year was 15 something.
Yep.
Oh, okay, I thought it was more.
So this is a line item that gets voted in, correct? It's its own line item, or does this go into the general?
So it's,
I thought it went with the fire department, no?
no,
No. This goes into the general, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
Okay.
Well, that's another change we made last year.
Yep, you're right. So, yep, Tammy, so on the general account. Direct tax. I don't see it on here.
So maybe we
Just
put it in, some of these have already been transferred over.
I'm just gonna write it at the bottom of this one. Dispatch. 16. 884. Yeah, that's a non-negotiable, that's a set by them and, does it say when it needs to be signed by? This is going into this. Everybody sees me, I'm putting the dispatch contract in with the
123.
town meeting budgetary folder.
listed.
So when I go, hey, where did that thing go? You can all remind me.
It's not, on here.
I did not see it on there.
It is not.
Huh? You don't either?
It needs to go into the bills section.
It should be in that, right in the general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it should have been too. Yep.
I don't see it though.
It isn't. I've looked by name and quantity.
So here we have the 2023 policy year renewal contribution.
The who?
So the VTVLC, I think it's for us to be the members of January 3rd, 2023 to January 1st, 2024. They've gone to quarterly billing, so they just don't want us to freak out that the invoice will reflect at 25% of the event as opposed to,
Cool.
no, 12.
Yeah,
So I think they used to bill monthly, now they're billing quarterly. So it's gonna be, they're just saying, don't freak out, it's gonna be 25% instead of,
they talked about a rebate or something.
What
That
was
was
the
Bob.
dispatch number?
Yeah, there's a highlighted.
it's in that folder.
Yeah, did you see where you can get
16,884.
money?
There's a rebate or something at the bottom.
That
Annual
highlighted
grant,
section?
provide 100% reimbursement for up to 7,500 qualified equipment, facilities improvements, and other. Reduce the risk of claims that will be 100% funded and not required to co-fund. Yeah, so we could put in, basically that means all that ADA stuff that we were out of compliant with, you know, the half inch on the railing out here.
Yeah.
We could fix all that and they would pay for it up to $7,500.
Would that cover the internet down at the town, down at the works building?
I don't believe that would be considered
An improvement?
quality equipment, facilities improvements, or other items that directly reduce the risk of a claim.
I don't know if it would reduce the risk of a claim, let's get realistic, but.
Well, I don't either. But they must, I bet if you were to go to their thing, they probably have a list of things that you can use this for and a list of things you can't.
Yeah.
I don't foresee this meeting. I think that can go to Tammy. Just so it's more information than anything. Everybody had a chance to read the letter,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Did you, I don't know if Terry saw
We
it.
were gonna discuss salaries next week, Bill.
Yep.
Our
I
next
agree.
meeting.
I agree.
Oh,
So I'll put that back in the new mail and we can discuss that with her
When we
next week.
discuss the roads or with the
Salaries.
Salaries in general?
Salaries in general,
Next meeting.
Okay.
because that's in the general.
But not the schedule, that's coming in January.
Right, because that'll be a little different, because we're not talking one-time deal, we're talking, we want to lay it out so that they know what's coming.
Right.
I think that's,
Yeah, cost of living goes up, salary goes down.
right.
Gonna make it up somewhere.
5-year
He's not listening.
last 2
I ain't gonna
months.
be here in
are
5
pretty-
years.
We did 3 years and got screwed, so. Any others?
So I'm not gonna be
Brad,
here
you
in
gone
5
over your
years.
others?
I have one
No.
that involves the building.
This building?
Yeah, the boards, when you come up the steps,
What?
someone's gonna trip when they come up those steps. One of the boards is raised by like almost a quarter to a half inch. Not the boards on the step, the very top. When they're bringing it in, take a look at the board out there, it's.
On the steps themselves or the ramp?
No, the ramp, not the ramp, not the steps, but the actual porch. Transition from the step to the top of the porch, one of the boards is bowed, buckled, whatever.
We don't have a maintenance
I
guy.
have a planer.
You have a plane, you're gonna come in and plane the whole
Just
thing?
needs a screw, right?
Yeah, it just needs to
No,
screw.
it looks like it's heaved up or something like frozen, I'll lift it. Something, you can take a look.
We'll look at it after meeting, how's that? We'll go walk right by it.
Yeah.
You point at it, we walk by it.
You'd be safe for going down than you are. I'm not gonna have a problem going up, if somebody can't lift
Is
their
our
legs up.
liability insurance up to?
I'll go first.
Somebody who can't lift their leg can get hurt.
Quarterly. Okay, was that?
That's it.
That was your legit other?
Yeah, that was
Motion
legit,
to
just want to bring up
adjourn.
that board.
We have a motion,
I second.
we have a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Brenda? You muted
Brenda, you
yourself.
just muted yourself.
Votes aye.
Alright,
Thank you.
you guys have it.
Who seconded that?